Hey, people, we are here. We are here. We are here. We are here. Uh, we're gonna be missing my
Oh man, don't go
road
there.
dog and sidekick. I don't know what I'm gonna do without him. I got a wingman here and everything. He's become experienced at being a wingman. That's my wingman here, people.
I'm gonna tell you, there's so much stuff going on, bro. Let me just say this: feminism, a feminist. What's that about?
I don't know. Hold on, feminism. All right, let's go.
Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
All right, we get ready to start this old big show here. Ted got a problem here. Feminism. That means a whole lot. That means a whole lot to me, Ted. Right now, I can go into a dialogue that can probably take us for the next half hour if you let me get through.
I believe it because I think it's a ball of confusion out there. That's just my opinion. Because there are different levels of that particular, like some men say I'm a feminist, and then women say they are a feminist. And this is just my own interpretation. They use that term, but really all it is saying that women are just as equal to men. So if they want to do a certain job, they should get the opportunity. That's where a lot of feminists think, and rightfully so, because this is a free country. If I can do the job, I should be able to apply for it. And if I can have the skills and the knowledge and all of that, then I should get the job if I'm qualified, if I'm the better person. However, right now, there is a battle, big battle, because you got a lot of women who want to be just homemakers, and you have a lot of women that want to be career people and a homemaker. So we're talking 40s and 50s when majority, not all, because I know my mother wasn't in this category, because as long as I can remember, she always worked. But a number of women at that time stayed at home, took care of the kids, did the grocery shopping, cleaned the house, did all of those things, what they classify as a woman's job.
Mm-hmm. Women's work.
Yeah.
Women's work. That's a woman's work. Women's work.
Yeah,
Not
and here
men.
we are now. There's a battle not only for women, but other what we call POC, people of color. That's a battle. You know, it wasn't until the 70s that the women was able to get credit. They weren't able to get credit.
Yeah. And if they did get credit, they had to have a man to be there with them to co-sign with them. I remember those times and stuff that the women could not get it. They could not even get a credit card. A man has to give them their credit card, and they couldn't do anything
They
without,
couldn't buy a house.
they couldn't buy. They couldn't do nothing by themselves. They had to have someone there with them. They had to have a man or another person and stuff there who could sign for them, and that was a norm. And nobody really fought that and everything because the women were moving from the fact that they were supposed to stay in the home, and now they wanted to get out. And there were women at that time, Ted, who were against these women and stuff who were going out and doing that thing that they were calling them men. And you trying to be a man now. You trying to be a man because you want to go out there and be an individualist. And right now, today, it's a norm and everything. But still, they have other entities and stuff that are holding them down because when you out there in that man's world, the women are paid differently than the men are. You got in every different aspect of our economy, women make less money unless they're in a unionized job and they go in there as a union person. They don't consider them a man or a woman, they consider them as a union worker. So as long as they are considered a union worker, then they're paid the same thing as all union people are. But if they're out there in the corporate world and everything, they're not being paid as much as men are. Their salaries are anywhere between 70 to heck, man, 80% less than a white man or a black man out there in the workforce. So hey, it's a man. Why did you bring this up?
Well, the reason why I brought it up because the reason why I don't have a long list, even though I stayed up to about 4 o'clock listening to all of that gobbledygook last night, and I just came up with a whole lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. But of course, the NBA, it was crazy going on, so I got caught up in that. And man, so one of the ex players, NBA players, they asked him, well, he said, "How do you feel about women coaches?" He said, "I think it's great." He said, "We had, one of the most famous uh, female basketball players who does announcing now and all that and coaching, said that she coached us on the 3-on-3. And she was so into it. She was just like our regular coach. She was just as good as our regular coach, and in some cases better."
So who beat him over the head? Somebody had to say something against what he said because I know there are a lot of players out there who don't
Did
like
nobody
the fact.
come at him?
Nobody came at him? Oh, I'm surprised.
Yeah, because he was on an ESPN show, and so they didn't come at him. They just
Okay.
said, "Oh, okay, that's interesting." They just said, "Oh, okay, that's interesting."
Yeah, well, they cut that off
I
because I
think her
know
name
there's
was
some.
Nancy Lieberman. I think that's her name. She's a famous basketball player. I don't remember her playing, but I guess she played in the WNBA. She was a heck of a college player and all that stuff. Maybe I might be mistaking her name. I apologize for that. But what I'm saying is that I remember she was coaching that 303 basketball game because I think it was last year, or year before last, and she was coaching those men on
Mhm.
the 3-on-3. Well, right now in the NBA, there are two assistant female coaches, one at the Spurs, and I forget where the other one is at. But they all in, bro. And so the question is, not only can they coach women, they can coach men. And of course, when you're coaching for men, you're going to be making more money.
Oh yeah, they will.
So
Well,
instead of you
yeah,
making
and
that,
and 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 you also know that they have women officials and stuff and everything who are out
well,
there
they've been having
officiating.
that for years.
Yeah, but they're doing a pretty good job out there with that. And matter of fact, you don't even hardly see them at all unless they blowing their whistle or something like that, and you see them about a second, and then you don't see them anymore. They just become a part of the game and stuff. But I remember when they first were trying to break in, and now the National Football League and stuff now are getting a couple female officials and stuff. They're not out there doing games and stuff, a lot of big games and stuff, but they do have them out there in those games that aren't being telecast and stuff all over the nation, but they are out there doing it, officiating. So I'm okay with it. That they need to be out there and stuff and everything, and make that money, because that's probably what most of them are out there doing. They want to make that money. Men are doing that, so why can't they? So anyway,
Well,
feminism, man.
it causes a lot of issues because okay, if you're married, she has a career. I'm talking about a high profile career in the corporate world, and he might have a lower job. I'm not going to say what kind because it can be practically anything, and he might be only making about $45,000 to $55,000. She get a job, she high profile in the corporate world, and she making $500,000 a year. Now, does that mean that he's beneath her because she making more money?
Well, it, well, I'll speak it on my behalf. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if I have a female or whoever and they're making more money than I am. I don't feel threatened and stuff like that. Go ahead on, make that money, baby. That's what I say. I'm all for it. I don't have a problem and stuff. And I think the reason why I don't have a problem and everything is because I was raised up in a home in a family and it was mostly girls. So I've been surrounded by women all the time, most of the time, most of my life. When I come home, there's women there all the time. So I don't have a problem and stuff with it. I think that it's okay. I think that some of my sisters and stuff and everything could handle one of those jobs and everything, and they would do an excellent job and stuff at it. So
Well,
I'm really,
the reason why I brought that up is because right now that's the big challenge right now. And then a lot of these men, and I'm not saying all men, saying that they taking our jobs. Well, the whole thing is everything is about competition. And sometimes, there are people that can do cronyism promotions. Okay? That means, hey, let's go out for a beer, or let's go to the game, or let's do this, or let's do that. So, not that that person is that skilled or better, it's just that I like him because, we go out and have a beer every now and then, and we talking whatever, and or we might go to the game, or we play golf together, or all that kind of stuff. So that right there is inclusive in all of that makeup because the women can't go into the locker room after they finish the golf game.
well, they're
And then,
going.
the men, they can sit there and chit chat for an hour, while they're getting ready to get dressed and they might want to go out and have a drink in the club. So
And
all of this is involved in this feminism thing because a lot of times you can make deals right on the golf course. You can make deals right in the locker room. You can make deals right at the game. All that kind of stuff is all involved in this feminism thing because business is about how I feel about you.
well, that's true, but I'm seeing that they are letting women into the men's locker room. They just have a certain places and stuff for them to be at inside the men's locker room where they and team ownership make sure that the men, when they're coming in that particular space, that they
Well, I was
cover,
talking about in retrospect to the
they're covering
corporate
up their
world.
bodies. So they're allowing them to come in there. They're just not allowing them to come into the most
No,
intimate
well, I'm
parts
talking
of it.
about, yeah, I understand that, but I'm talking about as far as in the corporate world, it's just like female sports journalists that want to cover men's sports. You know, they make exceptions. But what I'm saying is that when you're in the corporate world, it's a whole different ballgame. So feminism has its challenges, and a lot of women was able to navigate themselves because I worked in the corporate world for 500 corporations. And I'm going to tell you, the cronyism stuff that goes on in the corporations is ridiculous. And at the same time, trying to get promotions and all of that, you know, it's very competitive because a lot of those people, including myself, you're always looking, how can I move up? So competition is extremely competitive when it comes to these, you know, big time jobs or promotions. So feminism has its challenges, but at the
All right, folks, I'm sorry about what the heck happened there. I lost the sound and everything, but we're back on here. And
but I
was,
was getting ready to change the subject.
Go ahead, change the subject. Change the subject. Go ahead.
Here's the thing: is that your boy, 4547, has got a cologne out.
You got a what?
Cologne. He's selling cologne now.
That's thinking some girl selling cologne.
He's selling cologne now.
He's selling cologne. What kind of cologne he's selling? Does it smell like pee? It smell like pee?
He calls it Trump 4547.
Trump 4547. If you want to smell like old folks pee, get this cologne. Yeah, people, if you want to smell like old folks pee, you better buy that Trump 4547. He done took that stuff out of his diaper, and he been saving it up, and now he got it out there for sale. Yeah, Trump cologne. Buy it at your own risk.
This man got Bitcoin out there. He got shoes.
He got cell phones. He got flags.
Watches.
He got Bibles.
What the hell is going on, man?
He's selling his name, images, and license. Likeness. He's selling MAGA hats, Trump hats, Trump jerseys. Man, we got a mess going on. And he got a big, beautiful bill that's getting ready to add at least another $3 trillion to our national debt if that thing passes the House in the form that it went to the House in. Which probably it won't. They're going to mess with it in Canada again. And then when they mess with it and do it real bad, and they're going to have to send it back to the Senate. So it'll probably be rolling around for a while until they decide, well, we're going to take this and be done with it and put us on a fast track for foreclosure. Foreclosure. I don't know, Tia, though. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. But I had something interesting and stuff happen, Ted. We were talking about, I think yesterday we said something about the Democratic Party and what's going on, and that there are some people and stuff who are leaving the Democratic Party. Well, I was listening to Joy Reid and Malcolm Nance. They did a show about a week or so ago, right before Trump decided he wanted to bomb Iran. And Joey had an interesting analysis and stuff about the Democrats. He said the Democrats are just like the old politicians and everything, they believe in seniority and the next man up and all of that, but they believe in they have a rule that's out when they back in the old days when they used to have duels, pistol duels, and or they get into a ring and they be fighting and they have the Marksberry or King's of the King's rules. You can't hit below the belt and you can't do this and you can't do that and you have to follow the rules. Well, most of them don't realize that fight is over with. We in a different fight. They got
They're doing MMA and they're doing the Kingsbury rules.
And yes, sir, they do the Marksbury or Kingsbury rules and stuff, and they don't. You can't fight, you can't hit below the belt and all the other stuff. And these people are hitting below the belt, and anytime they get ready, they hit below the belt. Matter of fact, that's all they're doing is hitting below the belt. But the Democrats is, we gonna be nice. They in the wrong fight. These boys got guns and they fighting with their fists.
And they know.
They in the fist fight. And they in the gun battle. So they're gonna have to realize, and a lot of them don't realize they're in that. And she was very specific in the fact that, and I was saying this earlier way back, that these fools and stuff, you got Schumer, you got Hakeem Jeffries, they're sitting there in that damn bubble. But the fight is not in that bubble. It's outside of the Capitol. You cannot sit there and say, well, I'm going to enact rules and all this other stuff and laws and everything, and I'm going to sit in this bubble and everything's going to be fine. You got to get your ass out there with the people if you want to be doing something and everything for them. They don't want to hear that crap no more about, I'm going to do this when I get in office, I'm going to do that when I get in office, and they just stay up there and do a news conference and stuff and expect people to understand what the hell they're talking about. Get their asses outside of Washington, D.C. That ain't the place you need to be at. You need to be out there on the streets with the people. And if you don't get out there, those people are not going to listen to what the hell you got to say. Miss Jasmine Crockett is out there. She is the most popular figure in the Democratic Party other than AOC. She is well known everywhere in this country. If they see her, they know who in the hell she is because she out there with those folks. And they hate that crap, Ted. They hate it that she is out there and they're trying to rein her in. You can't do this and you can't do this. And she's telling them, kiss my behind. She's on every show that they have out there. She is in such big demand that she can't even adhere to some of the daggone requests to go on these folks' show. She's been on The View at least 3 times that I know of. She's been on this nighttime show. She even went into the MAGA folks' rooms. And there is a video out there that they are hiding. You cannot find that son of a bitch nowhere. The one where she went to Piers Morgan's show and raked that boy over the damn coals and then turn around and file a lawsuit on him. She got a lawsuit she done filed on him and everything for coming to his show. You cannot see that show, Ted. I can't find it nowhere. They said she raked him over the coals, so that boy was almost crying. And she did it in a nice manner. She had her knife and everything. She had a switchblade out, a razor, wherever she had out, and she had it hid underneath the table, and she was whacking him to death and everything and stuff with the words. And she didn't raise her voice at all. It was so bad, the old boy, they said Piers Morgan was almost in tears. You can't find that show. I done searched on every daggone network that I can think. I done went to Twitter. I done went to Instagram. I done went to YouTube. I done went to all of them. You cannot find that show.
Damn. Did you look? Did you look on her? Did you look on her page?
Pierce Morgan. She went to Pierce Morgan's show. Pierce Morgan got the copy and stuff of the daggone show, and he done got it so people can't get it. I done went to Pierce Morgan's thing, and he hasn't. You can't even see it on his timeline, on his video timeline for none of his shows. You cannot see that show.
Well, Piers Morgan is nothing. You know, basically, you know, we know that he ain't nothing but a red hat.
Yes, I see it. That he is. But I have to commend, the reason why I said that, I have to commend the young lady and stuff because she wasn't scared. So I go to the lion's den to see what I got to say. And she does it and stuff
You
in
know,
a
that's
professional
because she
manner.
know her stuff. And a lot of these Democrats, you know, they just want to be politicians and policy links and womps, and that's fine. But I'm sorry, you got to step up.
You got to step up.
When Waters, you know, Waters might not have the education that Crockett has, but she knows her stuff. But a lot of times she comes across as a mean, you know, sort of like a mean, mad black woman, you know, and she be telling the truth what she says. But
Well, the MAGA folks try to portray her as an angry black woman, but it's very, very difficult for them to do that and everything because when she does come on the MAGA shows and everything, she conducts herself in a
no, I
professional
was talking
manner.
about Waters.
Oh,
Talking about
Waters.
Waters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because see, Waters has been on this case. She's just as brass and voice as Crockett, but Crockett is a trained prosecutor,
Mm-hmm.
so she knows how to debate.
And talk to a jury
So
of 12 people who got different mindsets or whatever. She honed her skills and knowing the people that are sitting there and
did
knowing
you
what to
see
say to
today,
them and how
bro?
to say it. Huh?
Did you see today what happened
What do you mean? I didn't hear.
on C-SPAN this today for 2 hours, maybe longer than that, because I couldn't watch no more than a few minutes at a time. You had the Florida governor and you had the 47 sitting there calculating about this alligator, crocodile, whatever the hell it is, prison for these undocumented people.
Nobody see that.
It was all on YouTube. I mean,
I
not
did not
YouTube,
see
but
it.
it
I
was
didn't see that.
on
Like I said, I was
C-SPAN.
listening
It was
to
on C-SPAN for 2
Joy,
hours.
and I was listening to Joy. I was listening, trying to find Jasmine and stuff and everything. So I didn't really see that.
It
But
was
I will.
on there
I
for
will.
2 hours, man. And it is a crime. No, number one, they're going to build it right out there on I-75, going down Alligator Alley, and you can barely get to the little island or wherever the place they're going to. They're going to put tents out there.
Right. It's on the airfield.
No.
It said it's on the airfield.
This ain't on the airfield. This is the other one on the airfield.
Oh,
They're going
okay.
to build 2.
Oh, okay. But I know
But
one
this
of them
one
said
is
it's going to
out
be on the
there in
airfield.
75. Have you ever been down 75 to going to Miami or coming from Miami, coming
One
up towards
time.
Tampa?
One time.
Well,
One time.
on both sides of that is Number Swamp.
Mm-hmm.
All the way down till you get to one of the cities, I can't think of it right now. But the bottom line is that you will see alligators every once in a while. You'll catch an alligator coming across the road. They all over there, all over there, because it ain't nothing but swamp on both sides. And that's where they're building these tents at. They're not buildings, they're tents, Ed.
I know. Tents.
With
That's
no
what they
air
said.
conditioner. Right
Right.
now we can it gets to 100 degrees here in Florida.
Right.
This
They
is
don't care.
inhumane, man.
I know it. And then nobody's saying anything.
That's
like
what
you
I'm
just
saying.
said, they laughing about it. They laughing about it.
This is humane, man. You know, I'm gonna tell you, man. I got a saddened heart, bro. I'm telling you, man. When I was going to the store, you know, and I have been listening to a little bit of it. I'm saying, man, I'm basically heartbroken, man, because no human being should be treated like this.
Absolutely. And it's suffocating heat. And even at night, there's no relief and stuff. At night, it's still hot. And they put them in
And
the
we
tent.
don't even want to talk about the mosquitoes and shit. And the bugs and
what do you think?
else, snakes.
What do you think? How are they going to house the guards then to guard them?
That's a
The
good
guards
question.
got to go down there with it. I ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to take that job, and I'm a guard, and they got alligators around there, and I got to be out in that heat guarding these folks, or they figure that they just going to sit them down there and sit somebody right there as you come in and say, all right, you can go to the swamp if you want to. And the only place where you're going to get out of here is come down this highway right here. And they still won't be safe there because the alligators still might come inside the damn tents, right? And they're going to put what, 6,000 people down there, they said?
3,000.
3,000 people at a time.
Now that's going to cost probably millions of dollars, and all they do is just ship them right back where they came from. It's crazy.
Ain't crazy. That's what they voted for. This was what they voted for. They voted for this shit. They sat there, and the ones who didn't vote and the ones who voted for him voted for that shit. They told them it was coming. We done turned this country into the new Germany with Hitler in it and the Gestapo. Man, Ted. Man, I have to have a moment and stuff to calm myself down here. This is too much.
It's too much, bro. It's too much. I mean,
what
not
kind of
only
country?
did they pass the bill, and the Democrats doing the best they can. They're trying to deviate them in and all of that kind of stuff. But these people, when he first won, they ought to realize that if he get back in office, they didn't, they knew. And they sit back and then support this woman. A lot of them it was more complaints from the Democrats than it was from the Republicans.
Yeah.
And now we got what we got, and all hell is breaking loose in every facet of the game. The only thing that has not changed is the stock market.
Well, he's not going to let that change because his boys, his billionaire buddies and stuff and everything need that stock market to work. Now, how it's going to work after he done ran this country into a debt, I don't know. Because they're not going to be able to run that stock market and stuff, and the country's in debt. If the country is in debt, it's going to affect the stock market. I guarantee you.
Yeah, we $37 trillion in debt already, bro.
I know it. I know it. And we're going to hit 40 real quick. We already done created, Ted, in the month of May, at the start of the month of May, we already increased the debt more than Biden did in the whole year of 2024. Already been past him for a whole year. And he had that big bill that he had passed, that $1 trillion some dollar bill that he had passed to invest in this country. And he did not increase the debt that bad. Save us, Lord. We need some help. Ted, they have taken money away from our climate folks and the
Oh, yeah.
meteorologists they kicked them off the satellite. They
Yep.
told them that they couldn't be on that satellite anymore. Right now, there are 5 states right now who are being threatened by a severe weather forecast, but they couldn't tell the folks and stuff soon enough and stuff until today that it was coming. 5 states, they said, probably going to be flooded out and it's going to be a disaster and stuff for them. And that's West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and 2 other states. I forgot who they were. But they have a huge rainstorm coming that they could have told them about at least 2 or 3 days ago so they can prepare themselves for it. But they couldn't find out till today because they kicked them off that daggone satellite to allow them to see the storm coming.
Yeah, we don't have a weather channel no more. We used to have a weather channel 24/7.
Yep.
I used to tune in because I'm living in Florida, bro. I got
Absolutely.
the weather.
Absolutely. And you guys are not going to be able to tell when they come in until they almost get there.
Yeah.
They won't be able to say anything. They won't be able to notify you at all, and he doesn't care. It doesn't matter to him. He doesn't realize, he doesn't see this stuff because he can't see in front of his daggone face. These things,
that's what they voted for.
These things that they are cutting out were put in place and stuff and everything for a reason. And he destroyed it and said, well, I got to get this big bill passed before I can do anything else. Man, it is sad, Ted. I mean, it is absolutely sad what the heck is going on. I'm telling you, it is absolutely sad. It's something that we haven't seen in our lifetime, man. I haven't seen anything this bad. I've been around here a long time. This shit is bad.
People don't realize how bad it's gonna get.
It's gotten it ain't gotten worse. It ain't got bad as it's gonna get. It done got so bad now that Musk decided that he wants to fight him. He done threatened them Republicans, told them, so y'all pass that bill, I'm gonna take my money and I'm gonna primary every last one of you.
You know what he mad at?
So Trump said he mad because they taking his money from him because they done cut out them electric vehicle rebates. They done messed with his daggone solar stuff and his batteries and stuff and everything that he was getting money and stuff for. They cutting out all of his stuff. And they're telling the American people they need to go back there and drill, baby, drill. So all these oil companies and stuff and everything can make as much money as they want to make. Continue to do it. So what does Trump do? Think he gonna let Elon get away with that crap?
I know what he said.
He said he's gonna throw him out the country. Because he's an immigrant. He get ready to throw him out the country.
And he's talking about the guy that won the mayoral contest in New York, throwing him out the country. Because he's a communist.
He's a socialist.
He said communist.
You said a communist. Oh, okay.
Well, if we see anything indicating to that, we're throwing him out the country.
He better throw his wife out there. Where Melania gonna go?
She got 100 million, bro. She good.
Where Melania gonna go?
She got 100 million. She good, bro. She can go anywhere.
She gotta go. She got to go. Melania got to go. He got to go. She got to go.
Well, I'm gonna change the subject here. One real quick basketball thing. My man Damian
Lillard.
just got
Bucks let him go.
and he gonna get $23 million for the next 4 years.
Who?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee?
Yeah.
I thought the Bucks traded him.
No, they waived him to get rid of his contract. He had over $113 million on his contract, and they waived him.
And then
he won't be ready until not this season, but the following season.
So that doesn't make any sense. Now they're going to pay him $23 million, which he would have been making anyway, right?
Yep.
So what, I don't understand.
That's to get him off the books, so they have more money to get other players. Boy, this money is crazy, man. You got these players, man, signing for multi-million dollars all over the place, man. I'm loving it. I'm looking at it, and they ain't even finished yet. They just said that Booker from Phoenix is going to be making $75,000 a year.
$1,000?
$75 million. I apologize.
Okay.
He's going to sign a 2-year contract. Now, this is just hearsay, but this is what they predict, that he's going to sign a 2-year contract for $150 million. Will Chamberlain is rolling around in his grave right
now. Oh, now, you talking about sports here. Let me bounce something back at you right now here. I was looking at the sports thing and stuff today on my news channel. I have an Apple News channel, and I just happened to pass by a statement and stuff here, and they had a picture of Bobby Bonilla. Remember him? He played for the what? The New York Knicks, baseball player. Guess what? This is 26 years after he got his contract, and the Mets are still paying him.
Over $1 million a year.
They still paying him. 26 years later, they still paying him.
Yeah, he said.
26 years later, they still paying him. The Mets, they still owe him money. But he ain't making nowhere near what these boys making now. He ain't making nowhere near that scratch, that chicken feed that they paying him compared to what these boys making now.
Oh yeah, they making that much money now 1 year.
Oh yeah, they ain't playing. Hell, LeBron just signed that, got his money and stuff, and sitting there. He done made more money than he did in 26 years. He done made more money already in 1 year.
Yep.
Boy, be an athlete. And these college folks and stuff, man, they raking in the money too, Ted. Them people raking in the money. They said Ohio State already committed $80 million to their football team.
Damn.
$80 million.
There's going to be a lot of new cars bought, bro.
To them kids there who playing football there in college. $80 million that they're going to commit. Ohio State. They ain't said anything about the rest of these teams, but they said Ohio State told them how much that they were committing.
Well,
they had to tell them because of public record.
You know, them big time schools like in Texas, and I don't know about Florida and Alabama, but
well, these football programs in Texas and stuff, what you talking about, University of Texas, Texas A&M, some of them others, a little bit smaller schools and stuff in Texas, all of them, football is king down there.
Yeah.
And they got these billionaires and stuff, or all billionaires and stuff and everything, who are sponsoring these daggone teams. The Texas A&M Aggies, 3 years ago, redid their stadium. And the stadium went from 80-some thousand people to 105,000 people. and every home game, the place is packed.
Damn.
Nosebleed seats over $100 and some dollars a game. And when I say nosebleed, they show the picture of them folks up there in them nosebleed seats, buddy. And I'm telling you, it scared me to death. Ain't nowhere in the world I'd be up there. That daggone football field, they might well look at the game on TV. The field, 100-yard field, man, looks like a small square. They can't see a player.
You can't see nothing.
They can't see nothing. I don't care what he said. Them nosebleed seats.
They got a big, what they call a jumbo board. They can watch. They can watch the replay.
They can watch the replay in the jumbotron and say they've been there. But the place is packed. Every home game is packed. You can't get a ticket. Don't tell me them folks ain't making some money. They making money and they got these big donors and stuff and everything who dumping big money.
We don't even want to forget. Don't forget about the TV contracts now.
Oh man, shoot. Texas enjoying the SEC last year. Oh man, big time. Texas A&M already in it. They got big money coming, man. I'm telling you, I don't know what the heck going on with these sports and stuff and everything, how these coaches are gonna be able to handle it. But Nick Saban left from Alabama. He said, I can't handle this stuff and everything because I can't mess with these kids and stuff who are making as much money as I'm making. He's just like the
dogging it too.
That's he dogging it. He dogging it. Y'all know y'all gonna do it. Hey, they got to make their money too, Nick. You know, they got big salaries now. And their boys making $10 million a year, $15 million a year. They got TV contracts and everything, just like them players do.
They doing commercials. They can do commercials and everything.
That's it. And the SEC network and stuff and making big money. Having people coming in there and stuff, paying for rights and stuff to televise those games. There's big money in sports, buddy. Big money, Ted. Big money in sports. What else you got?
Well, that's it. All I got, bro. I'm gonna tell you because, you know, the thing that I'm concerned about is this big, beautiful bill. And once I get off here, I'm going back on YouTube or C-SPAN and watch these arguments about these budgets. And I'm telling you, man, this is going to be a hurting thing for a lot of people. And I was listening to one of my shows on Sirius XM, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out there trying to get ready for this thing to help these people. Because there's going to be a lot of hospitals closed. There's going to be a lot of people kicked out of their senior citizen places, and their kids is going to go without food, you know, and medicine is going to get higher, all of that. So I don't know what the Republicans are thinking, but don't seem like they care.
They have been told that they have to pass this bill because these billionaires have to continue to make money. And these billionaires are the folks and stuff who are funding these campaigns and stuff now. When you can instantly put, if you find a candidate and stuff who are Republican, they can instantly drop $10 million and stuff into their campaign and stuff and everything to help them to win. And we can see that it makes a big difference and stuff and everything because AIPAC got upset with the young lady and stuff who was a representative there in St. Louis. And Bush, her name was Bush. And she was very, very popular there in the St. Louis area and stuff as their representative. Well, she was primaried and stuff by this other guy and stuff, white guy, and he was way behind. And AIPAC said, we're going to get you because she supported Gaza. And she lost her election. that primary. They dumped almost $15 million into that man's campaign like that, and she lost. And she was popular. People liked her. That money makes a big difference and stuff in folks' campaigns and stuff and everything if they're out there running. They put that money in there, and she lost her primary. And that's the same thing that David Hope and stuff and everything is saying now, that he wants to get people to donate to his funds and stuff and everything, because some of these Democrats down who ain't doing their job, he gonna primary them. And now that he said that he did not want to stay in the DNC and he's outside the DNC, some of them people are telling him and said to the Democratic National Committee and stuff, you guys should have kept him in there because right now you can't control him. And he got a whole lot of people and stuff and everything who are following him, and they're dumping money into his daggone company, his company that he's got out there, his political action committee. And he's going to have a lot of money to primary a lot of those daggone Democrats and stuff who ain't doing crap there in that Congress. And some of them people better watch out, because enough money gets thrown into their campaign and stuff, they can lose their job quick. And I'm happy he's doing it. I think it's great. You ain't doing your job, no more primary you. Get out there and find somebody to run against them, because that next man up or the senior man up and everything, it ain't working. We cannot fight this man and stuff like this. You can't fight that man because you telling him, well, you wrong because you hit me below the belt. He don't want to hear that shit. He don't care what they say. Do it and take the lumps and bumps later on, and then cry about it after the judge said you can't do that. And you cry about, yeah, we need to get rid of the judges, and they're gonna threaten the judge. These people are scared, Ted. Even the Republicans are scared.
Well, it's gotten out of control now. They're allowing them, instead of they're arresting him and putting him in jail. We see where we're at now. But that's all I got, bro.
Well, I got a few things here, but I'll talk about them tomorrow. What's your final word there, brother, before you get out of here? And I'll see you in another week here. We're going to be gone for a while, folks.
Well, all I got to say is, I don't know how good it'll be, but I heard somebody say, you only had 5 or 10% of the people that voted that was on that No Kings deal. You should have really had 100 million people. You should have had 50 million or 70 million people out there.
Absolutely.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
So they better start operating and trying to get 30 million, 40 million, 50 million people.
I heard that from Malcolm Nance on the show that he did with Joy Reid. They're going to have another one, a mass thing going on, and I think another week or something like that. They're supposed to have something going on. I haven't even heard about it. I just heard about it on his show, and he said they need to get them numbers that they put out there in that Kings thing. He said that ain't shit. We need to get a lot more people and stuff out there. And in Joy Reid's analysis and stuff with this whole thing, that you got a fascist administration out there right now. These are fascist people. And on their way, and you can't depend on the Democratic Party, and you can't depend on the court system. And the only way that you're going to stop them is with the people. And she pointed out a lot of those nations out there and stuff who changed dictators and stuff and everything. It didn't come from the political side. It came from the people. They got tired of that shit and said, we getting rid of this son of a bitch. And they did. And until that happens in this country, you're going to keep on doing what the fuck you doing. That's a hard pill to swallow there, Ted, because there's a whole lot of folks. And guess what she said? It ain't the black folks' responsibility to get rid of him. It is those people, white folks out there who put him in office. You all are the ones who are going to have to hit these streets and stuff and get rid of him, because we ain't getting on the front line and getting shot. You see, anytime we've had big things going on, black people always stood up and did stuff and everything to get things done. When they had the healthcare, black folks out there. When they got civil rights going, black folks is out there. They out there doing their thing. They said, those days is over. We ain't getting out there. you white folks better get out to eat the streets, because we ain't. There's a whole lot more y'all than there is us.
That's the bottom line, bro.
Right on, Joy. I go along with that, baby girl. I go along with that. Well, Harvey, we'll see you next Tuesday?
Monday.
Next Monday he'll be back, folks. But until then, you're gonna see my ugly face.
Hey, enjoy yourself, bro. I know you will.
I will. Thank you all later. We'll see you. Bye-bye.